Allah Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Du'ala to you Ba'ashem Yahushai for giving me the spirit to do this video. So I want to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakak Wadash. Double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the sincere Akim, and the house of David is rising. Kwam Yashala. So we're going to read this Copyright Act 1976. The Copyright Disclaimer Act. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for the fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, research. Fair use is a use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational or personal use tips that balance in favor of fair use. Yes, because this is strictly non-profit, and Yahweh Ratazar, it will be a defined educational, and it's really only for the elect, the ones that are really going to be Yahweh Ratazar edified by it and understand the precepts that we're bringing out for the purpose of Kwam Yashala to the house of Israel, for them to rise up. We're living in wicked times. So I just read that disclaimer, got that out of the way, and this is the reason why. This is it says the best hope transformation. See that there? Yeah, the visions I've been getting, a lot of them, Isaiah comes to mind. Isaiah 33:18, talking about meditating terror. That's what comes to mind. So let's hit some precepts. Feast your eyes on that. We're not far now. It's real. It's real. You see that? This is all the L's we've been taking. All the L's we've been taking because we know that Hulk, the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets, the bigger he gets. And then when he changes, it's off the chart. And that's that's why it's called the Incredible Hulk. Let's hit some precepts. This is in Psalms 44. Like I say, this just came to me in the spirit, the visions I've been getting. Some of them a lot of them are about spiritual power. Really, and a lot of them are about waiting and being patient. So Psalms 44:22 says, "Ye for thy sake we are killed all the day long, we are counted as sheep for the slaughter." So when you just think back, man, think back to the times how long you've been taking these L's. How long does it go back you've been taking these L's? Pure L's you've been taking all day long. Let's bring out another precept. And don't think the Most High ain't taking notes. He hasn't made an account. If you're of the elect, if you're of the hopeful elect, or of that number of the elect, all the L's you've been taking have been written up there in the heavens, written down up there in the heavens, to go in your favor. There's another precept to back up the point. As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long, we are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Yeah, because they just tread on us, man, and they kill us. Trust me, man. If you was to just go into hospital now at this time and say this and say that and say this and the other, oh, we have to do this to you, we have to give you that, we have to give you all this, witchcraft they want to try and do. Yeah, and what I'm saying. The pandemic, as it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long, we are counted as sheep for the slaughter. You need to be among that number, man, that is getting slaughtered by the hundreds, by the thousands, by the dozens, up there in the millions. They want you in that number. You understand? So as far as you're concerned, you're for the slaughter. If you're the wrong color, you're black, too black, yeah, or of the so-called Negroes, Native Americans, and the Mexicans and Native Americans, so-called, you're of that number. As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long, we are counted as sheep for the slaughter. That's where they want you, man. They want you out of here. But the Most High has made an account of this and what they've tried to do. And they've attempted to do many and many times. From the time you came out the womb, they wanted to give you that joke. And they probably gave you that joke. If you was one of those ones, which you wasn't supposed to, you were supposed to get maimed by it one way or the other. And it could have done that, maimed you one way or the other. And if it did have maimed you, or it took you out, you would have been accounted for sheep as for the slaughter. Just go back to it, man. As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long, we are counted as sheep for the slaughter. That's what they want for the Israelites, the people who are hated and counted as sheep for the slaughter. So-called Negroes, Native Americans and Mexicans, so-called. Here's another precept. Isaiah 51:10 says, Art thou not it which have dried the sea? Yehoshua talking. And the waters of the great deep, that have made the depths of the sea a way for a resume to pass over. Right. So we just have to reflect and look back. This is what he's saying here. Reflect, look back at your power. Do you understand the power that is behind you? Why you're still here and you haven't been slaughtered? Therefore the Redeemer of the Lord shall return and come with singing unto Zion, and everlasting joy shall be upon their head. They shall obtain gladness and joy, and sorrow and mourning shall flee away. You understand? That's what's to come. I, even I, am he that comforteth you. Who art thou that shadoweth, that shouldereth, that shouldeth be afraid? Let me read that. Let me take my time. That thou shouldest be afraid of a man that should die, of the Son of Man, which shall be made as grass. Right. He's saying, don't be afraid, man. I even I am he that comforteth you. Who art thou that thou should be afraid of man? That's the question. Who art thou that thou should be afraid of man? Don't fear them. You understand? There's another precept to that. Matthew 10:28. Yeah, fear not them that kill the body, that fear them that don't kill the body, or fear them that kill the body but can't kill the body and the soul in Gehenna. Yeah, fear the one that can kill the soul, the body and the soul in Gehenna, but don't fear no man, because he can't kill the soul, he can't kill the spirit. He can kill you in a carnal sense, he can kill the body, but he can't kill the soul, he can't kill the spirit. So don't fear them. Yeah? I, even I, am he that comforteth you. Who art thou that shouldest be afraid of a man? Don't fear no man. That's what he's saying. That thou that shall die, and of the Son of Man, which shall be made as grass. He's nothing to them. He's just like a little, you just blow on them and they can burn up, singe up, like when you see what happens to grass when the sun gets it. When it's in the sun too long, or when the sun stays on grass, it just singes up, burns up. That's man to the Most High. A little fly, you just bat him over there. You know, if you bat a fly too hard, you can kill it. Yeah, we saw the video of what the elder Apostle Tahar put up, where the chariots were up there stationary. I think it's about 3-4 chariots up there stationary, just watching the sinful kingdom, and they tried to shoot it down with one of their little petty little missiles. You know, like a little flower. To that was just like a little fly, man. To a little fly just getting on the man's nerves, and so they tried to shoot it down, and then the so-called UFOs or the UAPs just stood there, man, which are angels of Yahweh Shem Shai, just stood there laughing. And if I was in that chariot and they tried to shoot that chariot down, and I was behind the angel, and they tried to, I'll probably be burst out laughing too, be saying, what they think they're doing, man? What they think? Don't they know? So That's what he's saying there. Don't be afraid of man. Them can't touch you. Them can't do nothing. Yeah, that's a good precept. I, even I am he that comforteth you. Who art thou that thou should be afraid of a man? Right, don't be afraid of no man. So let's bring out some more precepts, man. The point is already made, you know, but you know what? We like to sometimes do a little bit of overkilling. We like to do some overkilling, you know. It just makes the point. You see that? This is the time that we're coming in, man. We've been taking our L's. Like I say, it's been mounting up, and the more angrier the Hulk gets, the more L's we take, the angrier we get, and we meditate terror even more. So when that time comes, when the Most High rise us up, man, you know, let me bring out the precept. When they come in like a flood, we're going to be angry and ready. Let's bring out the precept. Isaiah 59:19 says, so shall they fear the name of Yahweh, yeah, from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. You see that? When they come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord will lift up a standard, man. We talk about smash. Talk about smash. The transformation has begun. Has the transformation has begun? Yeah, it's begun. What transformation we're talking about? We're talking about the spiritual transformation. We're getting spiritual power now. And we've had certain things that we've experienced on a personal level, why we know there's a transformation that's begun now. Just by reading and studying, you know, that spiritual power, learning about our power visually and the visions we get, and seeing the chariots that boost your strength physically. That can boost your strength physically. Definitely spiritually, it can motivate you. And that's a powerful motivator. Knowing that you're of Yahshua Allah, a prince of the power. Yeah, that's a motivator. That can give you strength. And we're still in these old little crepid bodies, but yeah, we're on a low level of spiritual power is strength. And that's a motivator. Let's bring out this could be the last precept. We're going to bring this precept out. Isaiah. Right, Isaiah. This has got to be one of my favorites. Got to be one of my favorite precepts. We start from 13. For thy Lord thy God will hold thy right hand, saying, Isaiah 41:13, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, thou whom Jacob, thou worm Jacob, and ye man of Israel, I will help thee, saith the Lord, saith Yahweh, and thy Redeemer of the Holy One of Israel. How are we going to help you? Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and thou shalt make the hills as chaff. Right, like I say, that day is coming. We're going to thresh the mountains. We're going to thresh them. Yeah, a new threshing instrument, and make the hills as chaff. We're going to talk about smashing there. That time gonna come. Feast your eyes on that, man. Yeah, are you angry? Come on, and now's about time for you to get angry. I'm always angry. Yeah, that's the one of the quotes in that Avengers movie, when he's asked by Iron Man, now's about the time for you to get angry. And this is when he changes, I'm always angry. And you see there, that's the transformation right there. Has the transformation begun? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of brothers that have testimonies, some of the feats that they've done already. You know, even in these carnal, decrepit, weak, fragile bodies. Like I say, this truth is about growing spiritually, mentally, emotionally, if necessary, physically, until we get our health back 110%. which will be in the new bodies. You know, Yaratazar, we're all in that number, man. All the listeners. That day coming, man. It's going to make us a new, fresh instrument. We'll read that again. Read it again and we end off the video, because you know what? The very first Hulk movie I saw, I related to it. Going back to 1979, played by Bill Brixby, and he played David Banner. And he changed into Lou Ferrigno, from Lou Ferrigno. Lou Ferrigno was the Green Monster, which was a bodybuilder, and Bruce David Banner was the doctor. He played some kind of doctor, a fugitive that was always on the run, trying to find a cure for his alter ego, the Green Monster. And when he changed, man, there was no challenge, there was no force that can come up against him. And I related to that. That goes back in, that's the very first original Credible Hulk. Yeah, that's and that those days, those effects were out of this world. The effects, even though it was, if you look back now, it seems very primitive, very, very primitive, and there was no what they call today, there's some of the effects that they have today, man, are artificial insemination or something like that. No, it's not artificial insemination. It's what's it called? Virtual reality, something to that effect. Some kind of virtual reality, and it almost looks real. What they do now with the computer generated images. There's a lot of things now, computer generated images that made to look very, very real. But back then in the 1979, around them time there, when it was just like slow motion, and they just done piece by piece and they added it all together to make an image. And that's what, and those days, that was ahead of their time, man, with those kind of images, what they was able to accomplish. But when you look back now, it looks very primitive and folly and stupid, man. But like I say, I related to the fact that that little doctor, David Bixby, a humble doctor, was quiet and just low self-esteem, unassuming. And if you pushed him, and you just kept pushing him and pushing him and pushing him, then he would just change into his alter ego, something that you didn't want to mess with. So that time, yeah, like that's a story, man. That's Yashua Allah. That's the Prince of the Power all over. Everywhere we go, we'll be taking L's, or we'll be taking our L's humbly, yeah, with a smile on our face, yeah. And we've been courteous about it, and we've been very patient, because you know what? It teaches you humility. Yeah, when you take your L's, it teaches you patience. Patience leads to humility. So Isaiah 41:14. Fear not, thou worm Jacob. Right now we're little worms taking out L's. Taking out L's. If you ever see a football team, one of your football teams that you maybe supported, every time they went on the pitch, they lost, man. With their head, they had to walk off with their head down, man. Take your L's gracefully. And then one day they get a little W, they win. You see how happy they are, man. We've been through some of that, you know. Been through some of that. You know, sometimes it's the best thing to learn how to take your L's before you become good at. You know, I was very good at certain sports, and before I became good, I was taking L's, man. So I was grateful. I was a graceful loser, but when I became a winner at a lot of the sports I applied myself to, I was a very grateful winner, a graceful winner, you know, because I knew what it was like to lose. So I'd always commend my, you know, the one who I beat. I'd always commend them, and I would encourage them. I didn't want them to feel too low, because I knew what it was like to be there. You see, good judges know both sides, how to take L's and how to take W's. Good judges know how to take both sides, and we will be judges. Yeah, according to Psalms 2 and 8. Let's get that quickly. Let's read that quickly, because that wasn't in the schedule. We're going to draw it up. It makes a good point. So, yeah, fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith Yahweh and thy Redeemer of the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I will make thee a new, sharp, threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small. Thou shalt make the hills as chaff. We're going to beat them down, man. We're going to beat them down, you see. That's why I read the copyright. Because this image, yeah, this image, see, that's why I read the disclaimer, the copyright disclaimer. This image speaks volumes, yeah. A picture paints 1,000 words. So yeah, we meditate that terror. We're going to bring out a precept in Psalms 2 verses 8. Yeah, because yeah, like I say, a good judge knows both ways. He knows how to take his L's, and when he starts getting his W's, he does it in a balanced way, and he wins gracefully. Psalms 2 and 8 says, Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the utmost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with an iron rod, thou shalt dash them to pieces like a potter's vessel. Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, be instructed, O ye judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoicing and with trembling. Yeah, be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, be instructed, yeah, judges, yeah, ye judges of the earth. We're going to be judges, and when we start to get our W's, we're going to get them big, because we knew what it was looked like, how it felt to take the L's. And we took our L's gracefully. We took our L's gracefully. You see? So yeah, we want to look at one word just to hit the ball out the park, because you know what, this word here, I want to look at it because yeah, the word, behold, I will make thee a new, sharp, threshing instrument. Right, sharp. Let's look at the word sharp. Yaratazar, we can come back and look at some of this a little bit more. It's one of my favorite precepts, but you know, for time, we don't want to crowd it out with too much information for now. We just will look at one of this word here, sharp. Yeah, I will make you a new, sharp, threshing instrument. Yeah, sharp, right? Pointed, sharp, diligent, strict, decision, trench, malt, ditch, gold. Right, you get the idea. You got the idea, right? The Strongs. Properly incised or active. Got the idea. A trench as dug, gold as mined. A threshing sledge having sharp teeth, figuratively, determination, also eager, decision, diligent, fine gold, pointed, things sharp, threshing instrument, wool, right? You got the idea. Something that really penetrates, sharp, threshing, diligent. So yeah, the Most High gonna rise us up after you took your L's. You took your L's, did you not? You know you took your L's. Yeah, we took our L's from the time we were in schools. Oh, going back to the time when we was in the hospitals, man. We came out of the womb. They wanted to they wanted to juke you up with all their, what they call it, their pandemic. The pandemic ain't nothing new. It's just more refined. It's just more powerful now, because what they've been doing for so many years, for decades, hasn't been working. So they're just stepping up their game. Satan, you know, Revelation 12 and 12. You know, he's angry, knowing he has a short time. They're just stepping up their game. So yeah, we've been taking these L's. They tried to get rid of us. The Most High has been preserving us. Here's a precept to back it up. Chapter Wisdom of Solomon and 3 says, but the souls of the righteous are in the hand of Yahweh. That's right. You see, that's where our protection come from. The Prince of the power. That's where our power come from. Yahweh. And there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die. Yeah, oh, you got an L, yeah. You got your L, you're taking your L, you seem to die. Every time you take your L, you seem like you're dying. They say, oh, he's getting weaker, he's getting weaker. And the departure is taken for misery, you see. They think they're winning. They think they're winning. Let's read on. And they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. Right. So you know what I'm going to title this video? L's in this world are W's in the kingdom, because they man up. L's man up in the kingdom as W's. So you think you're taking an L, actually you're not. You're taking a W. L's in this world are W's in the spirit. Right. Yeah, taking an L in this world is taking a W in the spirit. It's only in the flesh you take an L, but in the spirit you're taking W's. They man up. You understand? Like I say, the Most High makes an accounting of all the L's you've been taking. You've been taking them L's, man. And the ones you're aware of and the ones you're not aware of. Like I say, you was a little baby, man. And you wasn't always mindful and conscious, and you didn't know yourself, you know, until you got to a certain age. But you were taking L's. Even before you knew yourself, you was taking L's. So the Most High's got all the L's you've been taking, and they've all mounted up. They're all calculated up as W's. Just think of that. Meditate on that for a little while. Breathe, take your time, and meditate, you know. Meditate on that, you know. And it's always good to meditate on some of the spirit of the things of the spirit, man. Because the things of the spirit is higher than the things of the flesh. You understand? And they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. Right. In the spirit, that is. For though they be punished in the sight of men, so you're being punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. Right. See, I could end there, you see. Right, but it's just too good. I could end there. Though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. Having been taking all those L's, you're going to start getting a load of W's. W after W after W after W. For God proved them and found them worthy for himself. As gold in the furnace have he tried them and received them as a burnt offering. Right. Let me read one more. And in the time of their visitation they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. The precept that come to mind, that new sharp threshing instrument that come to mind, Isaiah 41. I'm going to read it one more time because it is one of my favorites. Yeah, thou shalt fend them, and thou shalt be Isaiah 41:15. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaff. Kala Yahweh Ba'ashem Yehoshai. Don't make me angry. Don't make Yahweh Yehoshai angry. Because if he starts to feel too merciful and pity for his elect, which he is feeling pity for his elect, yeah, he's going to rise them up. Yeah, when we count it as immortal, he's going to give us these new bodies, and we're going to start threshing, sharp threshing instruments. Yeah, and now's about the time for you to change. Now's about the time for you to get angry. I'm always angry. So yeah, the point is made, man. We hit the ball out the park with that overkill. Yeah, Isaiah 33:18. Thine heart shall meditate terror. Where is the scribe? Where is the receiver? Where is he that counted the towers? Thine heart shall meditate terror. Kala Yahweh Ba'ashem Yehoshai Ba'ashem Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, sanitations, all the sincere Akim. And the house of David is Kwam Yahshua Allah.